Hello and welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with a very traditional block that we're playing around with, and I'm calling it Cough Drops. Basically, it's a lozenge block that is like uses up your 2.5 by 4 inch bricks you've got kicking around your sewing room, and it's just going to be a fun little sew it together and make it happen today. But first, we have our shout out. Now, I have talked to you before about Sara. That woman stole my heart. She was doing the Parasol Ladies years ago now, and she's just one of these wonderful, warm, inviting people. And I couldn't believe it. Her and I, when we started talking, we just hit it off immediately. So her channel called Quilting for the Soul is going to be in the YouTube, the YouTube show notes below. My YouTube, her YouTube channel is going to be in my show notes below, and you guys have got to go check her out. Now, she has just now, what was in the last 6 months, she's probably popped over her 1,000 mark, but she could probably use a few more subscribers. So if you like what you see, tell her Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. Now, the other thing you're going to find in there is our Zoom sew dates from now until the end of December, and hopefully it won't be just one date because we're still trying to firm up plans with our camping with our grandkids. So while we're doing that, we're just only putting a couple of dates in. Now, you're also, and everybody is welcome. That's a very international sew date. There's people showing up from South America and Europe and the UK and Australia, and we had one lady from Indonesia. It was wonderful. We had a great time. It was very cool to sit and talk with all those ladies for the day. It starts from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time because I'm in Arizona or Alberta, so it's always Mountain Standard Time. The other thing is our Facebook group is growing rapidly. We're sharing ideas. We're asking questions. We're doing fabric swaps. We're doing all sorts of community chats, and we have a virtual sew room that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the ladies that are sewing in there are just having a fun time. So it's a very warm, welcoming community if you're part of Facebook. The other thing is share, like, and subscribe. Commenting helps our analytics, and we could use all the help we can get right now. So if you make a comment, even if it's a heart that says you like the show, or a thumbs up, that would be great. You know, that would help us out so much. I do speak for over Zoom to quilting guilds and groups of quilters, and I speak for free. I don't have a trunk show any longer, so I don't travel with 300 pounds of quilts. I have given away all my quilts to friends and family and charities, but it's been an interesting few decades quilting, and I have pictures. So, I mean, that's all I can show you, but I do speak for free, and I encourage people to make charity quilts. So, or quilt for others, or whatever your community calls it. So, come on in. We've got some fun sewing to do with our block called Cough Drops or Lozenge. Okay, come on in. Okay, so we're at the sewing machine. So basically, I've picked warm tones for this because the cough drops I like are usually the red and the orange and the yellow ones. But anyways, yes, we're doing this. So we're going to take two at a time. We're just going to split them up. And this is a great use for your 1.5 or your 2.5 by 4.5 inch bricks. So you just take them out two at a time. Just move them out that way. Doesn't matter. This is a perfect one for scrappy craziness. So what have I got? 2, 4, 6, 8. There, we'll split them up that way. So out of this, you're going to decide, okay, some are dark and some are lights, right? Because that's how, and you're going to do a stitch and flip corner on all 4 sides. Now, I'm not going to make you watch all of these because I think you get the idea. You'll get the idea very quickly. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay it down, and you can either draw a line if you want, or I'll just draw a random line here. You can see what I'm talking about here. Now I don't need to draw a line for 1.5 inches, right? Now this is the side you cut off. This is the side you keep. So when you fold this over, you want to be on this side of the line, right? So that you have enough room to turn this over and cover, like the turn of the cloth, to cover the tip over here, right? And that's the important thing about stitch and flip corners that everybody seems to forget. You know, basically, and you're going to do all 4 of them like that, just like that. And let's see, there we go. Okay. You're going to do one set in whites and the other sets in darks. So I'm just going to pull a dark here so I don't have to, there. So I don't have to pull out. And like I said, I'm not, you do it 18 times for this block, right? Yeah. And you pick all different colors for your lozenges or your cough drops or whatever. Then you check it before you clip it. That's important, right? So here I am, I'm going to clip it because it fits. And then I'm going to sew the other side. And the other side, there, just like that. Line it up the best you can. And like I say, if you feel comfortable drawing the line, you can. If you want to iron it, you can. Whatever gets you to do this. All right, but checking it before you cut it is a really good idea. So this one covers nice. And we're just going to grab... Now, I do all my lights first, and then I do all my darks. But I'm only doing it this way to show you to show you how I'm doing it. So I just work my way around the block now. There. I'll do one set of each, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with them afterwards. So I checked it. It's got good coverage, so I can clip it. And those triangles, those little bonus triangles, are too small for me to use. So I don't bother keeping them. I just put them in the pet bed stuffing. We're good. Okay. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. Check before you clip. That's the best advice I can give you on this block. And this is a good one too when you've got lots of stuff and you have no idea. You know, because all of this will work. And I'm using dark brown that almost looks black probably on camera, but you could use plain blacks, and you know, so you want to have really good contrast between your flip and stitch blocks. Like that's why I'm using white and really dark brown. You could also use black or navy would also work. And you just continue your way around all the corners. Just like that. Okay. Okay, now. Oh. Okay. So I've got good coverage so I can clip it. There. Now, like I say, do all of this stack first and then this stack. Or it doesn't matter which one you pick first. But, I mean, just so you don't get confused as to what you're doing. Right? Okay. And... oops. There. And now I've got all 4 corners done. And as you can see, I've got okay, like right here, I've got a good 1/4 inch between the point and the edge on both sides, right? So that's that's something to keep in mind. This also, you know, gets a little skinnier, so it'll look great. So anyways, I'm going to finish all of these and then we'll come back, okay? And then I'll show you how to do the layout and how to sew them all together. Okay, so we're finally done sewing all of those. And now we're just going to lay them out. And I've trimmed them all, you know, the back part there to be, you know, not have the, like the backs of this. So now I'm just laying them out. One dark, one light, one dark, one light, right? So that we get some variety going here. Oh, I might have too many. That's okay. I'm all right with that. And of course, none of them want to stay open. Stay open. There we go. Okay. There. So now we're all dark, light, dark, light, dark, light. So what I like to do with these first is I want to sew them like this together, right? Because this part is easiest to work with. This, now there's some argument as to you sew one, you know, one direction, the other direction. Is like, yeah, it doesn't. So what I'm saying is you sew one where the dark is down into the dark and then you have a nest. Well, you can do it that way, or it just makes your block lie flatter. I'm not going to worry about that as much as getting the side bits sewn together. There. Now this does create, it looks like little quarter square triangles in the middle when you do a dark and light. That's why traditionally that's how it's done, right? And you would cut them from octagons, or, you know, like 6-sided shapes or honeycombs or whatever, and you would have a template. You don't have to do it that way. You can just do a stitch and flip and have it done. It's pretty much the way everybody does it nowadays anyway. So let's we'll get the easy part done first, or the stuff with the most bits, the most seams first. We'll get the most seams out of the way first. And okay, now run your plug through. Okay. Now we're going to start with, the light. I'm just going to open it up, check it. Yep, there we're in the right spot. Okay, so now, whoops, no, this goes this way. There we go. And the next one sewn on is a light. I'm just going to line those up. Oh. And you do nest those side pieces. You know, where the light goes in and the dark goes, you know, out. Like basically, you do end up with sharper nesting, but I am more concerned about how I'm going to show you how to get your points to match up, because that's probably what everybody's okay. Because these top points are going to be tough to match, right? So that's how I'm going to show you how to do that. That's what the lesson's all about today. Okay. And run your plug. There. Yeah, it was kind of fun thinking of this, you know, trying to, okay, you guys want, you know, all these 2.5 by 4.5 inch bricks done, you know, used up in your stash. How do we use them? Well, this is a cute, scrappy way of doing it. And like I say, I'm picking warm colors because the warm colors are closest to me, but you could do this in anything. And I don't have a lot of pantry items cut here. you know, because we only winter here, right? We're not, you know, we're not here in Arizona all year round, right? So. Yeah. So, like I said, this comes together pretty quick. And I had some pretty reds. And I thought, well, it would look fun together. Maybe they're going to... All the reds look really... I like reds. Red on red on red. I do. It's probably got... Reds have got the strongest pigments. And they're probably the easiest to blend. You know. Okay. There we go. 2 more rows. I wonder when my bobbin's going to run out. Of course it's going to run out soon. Yeah. And throw the odd orange one in there because I can. Yeah, I got to figure out a better way of storing my fabric. So we went and got some of those plastic drawer units. Because I figured they work good. But I haven't had a chance to even come over and work in the sewing room, even to organize my stuff that I bought. So it's kind of piling up and becoming a little overwhelming. Which is not fun. It's not fun, you know, but I'll get there. But I do have my colors all sorted into, my yardage sorted into colors, so that'll help a lot. That helps a lot. Okay, I'll line up the bottom. There we go. There we go. And here, last row. And then we show you how to work the other side. So this is basically, you're making 18 bricks, right? Now you could have laid them out differently, where you put 2 together and then you know, 2 go this way, 2 go that way, 2 go this way. You could have done that too. And that would have been a fun, cute layout to work with. And you could have had lots of fun with that. But okay. Okay, here. Now the other thing people do with this lozenge block is they take it and they make it more squarish, and they still use a smaller triangle, so it gives it a flat top instead of a pointed top. That's also a nice look, and it's fun. Lozenges are one of those things you can play around with quite a bit and have, you know, make them look very different. Okay. There, last block. Now, this is where this quilt block gets really finicky. I'm just going to move that to the side there. And you're going to open this up, just like so. And you're going to flip this like this. Now you can see this point on this side, but you cannot see the point on this side, right? Because that's the side that's going to be in the base of your sewing machine. So what you're going to do is you're going to take and right in the X, right at the very top of the X, you're going to put a pin in there, just like so. and you're going to put a pin in the top of the X here. Okay, whoops. I'm going to put a pin right in the top. I'm not grabbing a bunch of extra fabric that you don't need. And now you're going to pin those together. So what happens is you can't see the bottom one, right? So you gotta figure out a way of, okay, matching them up before you sew them. And sometimes pinning them is the precise way to do it. You know, that way they'll all get in, you know, and then you're going to steer a little bit to make sure you don't cut off the top, the point, right? And boy, these pins are dull. I need to go buy some new pins. Wait a minute, I bought new pins. Why am I worrying about new pins? And it doesn't take long to do a block, you know, really, when you think about it. It doesn't take that long. Okay. It would help if my pins weren't so close together. There we go. Now, so right at the top, and then you hold it so the pin is perpendicular, and then you twist it. Now we're going to do the other side as well right away. We'll do that side as well. Oh, wait a minute. I might not have enough pins here. Oh, I should. So you pin through the top, and then right at the point, that's where you're going to pin the next one underneath. You hold it because it does warp a little as you turn your pin, right? So right at the top, hope you can, hope the camera's not close enough that you can see this. There we go. And like I say, we're just pinning all the bits together. Just when you're running your sewing machine, make sure you don't hit your needle. Pull your pin just before you go sew right up to the pin, but not over the pin. That's important, because with a machine like the one I'm using, the Baby Lock Zest, it might be enough to throw the timing out. So yeah, you don't want to be throwing your timing out of your machine if you hit the pin with your needle, your sewing needle. Okay, last one. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm going to sew this side first, because that's the one I got in my hand. And I'm going to keep my pin cushion close. Now, as I'm sewing, I want to stay on this side of that point, right? I want to be on this side, not that other side. I don't want to get too close to it. So I can kind of steer around. And I just pull my pin just as we get there. And this goes down that way. Yeah, okay. And we nest the seam right away. And we get ready to take on the next point. And I pull my seam. And I go this way to nest my point. Okay, and we just continue on down. And like I say, you want to try and hit the other side of the point, not the. Okay, here we go. There, and that goes under, this goes over. Here we go. Normally I would cut this so I can make nesting well, but they're so close together, they're pretty much nesting on their own. You know, that's a good thing. Okay. Yeah, you don't normally see me pin, but when I'm trying to make both points on both sides, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pin. I end up with some nice sharp points. And, oops, I'll make sure that lines up. There. Okay, so that's one row. Let's see how we did on our pinning. Let's see how we did on that. Okay. Okay, so this is the side. All right, this side has to be still being worked. So I haven't cut off any of my pins. I'm a little short. Like I haven't clipped off any, and some I've got a little bit of room. That's okay. I'm okay with room. That's fine. And that's because the pin distorts the work by curving it. So, and I mean, that's just something you live with. But at least I haven't cut off all my points. Okay, so get started. We do the same thing again for the other row. Okay, push that way. And this goes this way. There we go. Oh, I lost a pin already. Oh dear. Well, I'm going to guess where this pin would go. On top, and then peek underneath to make it happen on the back. Yep, and then, okay. So now, there, let me just get this nesting right. And here we go. Okay, now. Okay. And I'm trying to finger press to the dark while I'm doing this. Yeah, so. Okay, that's going this way. Okay, now. Okay, and let's hit. Where's this? No, this has got to go this way. This comes this way. This comes that way. Okay, and we're making nests as well as. I lost another pin. Okay, let's get to the top of this one and peek underneath to see where. Wait a minute, I gotta get my top of this one and peek underneath to see where the top of the next one is. Okay. Nope, I missed it. I missed it by lots. Okay. If I can't get it. Yep, oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Okay. And pressing. Now we nest our seams. Oops. Okay, that didn't sound very healthy. Now this is my emergency machine. Okay, let's get the last one sewn. And we're just going to pull the pin as we're getting close. Okay. Now, what I did as I sewed, I mean, not only did we're trying to match, and we didn't cut off any of this, but see, we've got nesting going on here, like these kind of nests, right? So we wanted to make those as close as possible. That gives a nice, sharp, modern look to your block. Okay, now, so I also pressed to the dark. So as we're going along, the whites one got folded one way and the darks got folded in on themselves, right? So that's going to help with our, you know, having the block lay flat when we get to the iron. So let's get to our ta-da moment and then we can show you what we've done. Okay, here's our cough drop block. I mean, basically this is a lozenge block that we've been playing around with. Some of the lozenge blocks are a little wider and they have a flattened top, right? To give it kind of a more rounded effect. We decided to go with a sharp, spiky one, and I picked all the colors of my favorite cough drops. So I hope you have some fun with this. This creates a really dynamic when you use the darks and the lights with the quarter square triangles that aren't really there. So you might want to keep that in mind as well. So you can play scrappy as you want and whatever color palette you want. I do hope you give this one a try. It was a lot of fun to sew up with you. Even though it was a lot of fiddly little bits, it's a great leader ender. So I hope you have an amazing week ahead and life treats you very kindly and gently. Okay, take care until then. Bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for watching our videos and being part of our Facebook group and coming to our Zoom meetings. It's been so much fun on this little adventure that we've been on YouTube. I just want to we are doing Zoom sew dates still coming up and those dates are going to be listed in the show notes of this video. For the next year, we're making that commitment to you, and we're having a lot of fun with those Zoom sew dates. So please, feel free to come in. Even if you're not a quilter and you just want to come and do some crocheting or knitting or whatever, yeah, come on down. We're good. The other thing is I still am doing speaking engagements for the quilt gals just to help them out to get back on their feet. I am doing only Zoom meetings, and I have a PowerPoint presentation that talks about all the free patterns that we have put out and will be putting out to the world. So they're more than welcome to take any of my patterns and use them for their charity quilts, right? So that's kind of important that they know that we're there. So if you are part of a guild, let your programs person know that we're speaking for free over Zoom only. We're not doing any traveling or anything like that. The other thing that I want to let you know is that we do in our Facebook group, everybody's sharing pictures and having fun and asking questions, and it's a hoot. And we do still have the room feature in Facebook that we can go sew within. My admin person, Kathy, was able to set that up. It's no longer called Brenda's room, it's called Kathy's room, but we got a room. We do have a room working, so we're all happy with that. So if you get the opportunity to come join us on Facebook, that's great. We'd love to have you. So until we meet again, I hope you have you and your family have an absolutely amazing weeks ahead, okay? You take care. All right, bye.